7. It's all about raising awareness about what we're doing locally and globally. And literally, the cool thing about it, we started going live about 3 days ago. Did about 12 hours in the last 2 days, which has been awesome. Put the word out, reaching out to professionals and public and just asking them to jump on and share their expertise, their knowledge, and their stories. And right now, it's no different. It's coming from anywhere in the world. I'm in Cairns, Australia, and I can see in the background of my stream devices. She's got such a better background than me, and I'm like going, I want to steal that. So I'm going to bring her straight in because I'm already jealous. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Karen, how are you?
Hello.
That is such a cool
Yeah, I thought you
backdrop
had a
of
map.
you.
I'd have
Oh,
a map.
oh man, I was like, damn, you could have done a worse one.
We've even
It's
got
like,
little souvenirs from where we've been.
oh man, that is super super cool. Okay, you've just given me a creative
Yeah.
idea. I'm like, how am I gonna top that one? Anyway,
It does have
awesome
little
too.
pins on it as well, so you can put wee pins in it.
Oh, can you give us a close up of
So
some
you
of the
can put.
places you've been?
Let's see.
Like you've taken souvenirs. So the thing's just off to my
Yeah,
left.
so we've got little bits and bobs. Then we've got like little pictures.
That is so cool.
Um,
Loving it.
so yeah, we still need to add some stuff from our latest trips to Thailand and stuff. But yeah, you can put little pins in it, so you've got different coloured pins as well. Um, so I've got some pins up there, and then we've got some pins where me and Barry have been together, basically. So
That is so cool.
yeah,
Okay, let's
yeah.
start with there because this. Geez, we talked about we'll talk about some fitness related stuff, but just for the moment, when you come up with that, was it you created? Why did you create that idea to put this on the wall?
Um, we kind of just saw it, and then obviously for me, like travel is huge. So seeing so many different places and just experiencing different cultures, um, obviously different fitness and sport and adventure, like is just unique everywhere else. So we started. My pins kind of took over the board a bit more, and now we're trying to get Barry up to speed with my pins, basically.
Everything's a competition, huh? Everything's a
Yeah,
competition.
he wasn't too happy at how many I had.
What was the what was the like did you design it yourself as far as like because the countries are broken down, the different colors, the brown, the beige?
No, you can actually buy them. So you can
Hmm.
buy it. So you can have one too, Grant.
You know what I need to do? I need to create an FFP one so people can order them and go like, "Hey, look at this! This is where actually it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna do one where we'll have the digital app where we do the same thing, except it'll be on your on your app, FFP app, and what it basically be like all the places you've been to the gym, you've been like hiking or cycling or running, or just like it's
Nice.
all tracking the activities you've done in different cities and stuff like that. So you get more
Yeah.
understanding of where you're at. So that's awesome. I love it off the bat. So cool. Envy, a little bit envy. I'll be honest.
There's so many more to see though. So much
Oh
more.
man. Well, it's a bit of a thing because the whole how many countries are there? 163,
Yeah.
197, 200
Yeah.
something. It's like I'm sure there'll be a few debates about that one. That's all right.
Yeah.
T- Talking about it, let's jump into it because we can see what you do. Obviously, you love to travel. Let people know what
Yeah.
you do.
So I've actually got a few different things that I basically do. So I run a gym called Hustle, which is up here in Scotland. So it's a boutique style gym. So it's not quite as large membership base as you would in some of the other gyms. But our whole focus there is about the community, bringing people together, a place where everyone feels that they actually want to come for like connecting with people as well, not just from the fitness side.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we started running some community activities. So that's for our members, but also for people that are not a member of the gym. Again, just to bring more people together. So we've done a few walks. We did some challenging walks. So we walked from our location to Edinburgh, which is about 23 miles. And then we've
How
done
many?
our latest one,
23.
which was out to Glasgow. Yeah.
Wow.
So about the same as what we would get here for the kilt walk. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
Not
Um,
yet.
so that's about the same. And then we decided to up the challenge this year, and we did one to Glasgow, which was 40 miles. So that was, yeah, that was a nice little challenge for everybody.
Wow. What I got to ask a quick
So I think that
question. Why
took
do you get on
us
miles?
13 hours. It's just a UK thing, I think. We're
Is it?
miles. Yeah,
Oh,
I still work in kilometres because of Dubai time. So,
yep.
but here it's miles when we're travelling.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
It's the same like pounds and kilos. I'm kilos, but everyone here is pounds and stones and.
So why can't we just all get along? Okay. I
Yeah.
love the whole the thought and then the pushing that with like in person, even though you have a facility, the personal touch. I mean, but everyone, as far as like even the big gyms, and it does kind of make me have a little bit of a laugh. It's trying to be volume but personalized, but it's like, well, you're not really. Um, One of the big stats that came out was just how much people are trending towards personalized services, and whether that means in group
Yeah.
fitness or in a facility that they're looking for that personalized touch. You know, who are you from a person-to-person point of view, and especially when the economy is probably tougher in today's day and age, and a lot of people can't afford or have the disposable income to have their personalized training, but they have enough to be able to go and involved with groups or in a space and facility. What is it that you guys focus on when it comes to that bit more personalized side of things?
I mean, the size definitely makes it easier because we're not kind of large scale like some of the commercial gyms.
Mm.
But we've tried to kind of put as much in there as possible. So we do have a studio side where we run our group fitness classes.
Mm.
We've got memberships that people will just come in and use the gym.
Mm.
But the people that are there, and because they see each other, and it's not so big, you kind of do see more people. Um,
Mm.
and it's just really installing that like making sure that everyone's there to support one another, the attitude that they have towards each other.
Mm.
So just laying some foundations as they come in. But now that they're there, as people come in, it's easier because they kind of just slot into the way everyone else is working now.
Mm.
So
Especially like these
people
massive
they look
walks.
forward to coming to the gym.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
massively.
definitely. Um,
Is it
like we did a climb up Tintle Hill, and so we do some stuff that's not quite as challenging as well.
is that from a
um,
give people a focus point of view, or is it just a fun point of view, or like for the from the community engagement, I suppose, side of things?
A bit of both. One to bring more people together. So I do obviously have the gym, and then I still actually teach at a few other clubs just because I like to network in other places.
Brilliant.
So these events are a good time for me to bring people from everywhere. So all the clubs that I teach in, even just people that follow me on Facebook or that are in the local area that obviously can get to us to join the events.
Mm.
Everyone's welcome. It's not a paid event or anything like that. We don't charge for it. Um, it's just let's all get together with like-minded people. Let's just all get moving, and obviously get people active. And especially if they maybe fancy going up Tintle Hill or up a Munro, but they don't actually want to do it themselves, or they don't have friends in their circle that are
Mm.
interested in anything like that. Then this allows them the opportunity to join us
Get involved.
basically, and
Yeah.
yeah, get involved. Because not everyone has those fitness friends. Um, and it is
Massively.
hard, you know. So we're trying to be the fitness friends for everybody.
Yay, and that's why you guys fit perfectly in with the feeds. Like, yes, the motto, the values, I love it. It's so good. Because
Yeah.
like that's one of the things we said we're going to talk about, and that's thing is, as far as moving, getting people moving, and from your perspective, I mean, you've been a trainer, a teacher, a coach for so long. You still compete. You've just done a fitness. Do you call it a fitness competition or you call it bodybuilding competition? What do you call it?
I always call it a figure competition, but it
Figure
would
competition. Okay,
come
cool.
under bodybuilding. Yeah.
Okay. You just in that. So how does that play on your ethos or your side of things too when you instill or when you encourage people to move? Because obviously you got your favorites, right?
Um,
And
yeah, like I actually had a conversation with somebody yesterday. They reached out when I was asking if anyone was doing the London Marathon next year or they had tried to apply. And she came back and she said, I
so hard
found
to get into.
running and this is, yeah, it's so hard. She applied, I think, for six different marathons that she really wants to do, and she just can't get in without actually raising quite a lot of money,
Mm.
um, which is definitely a shame because she's so eager to do them. But she found running, and that's her thing. And this is what I try and install in most people. Just because I love lifting weights and I love hit training and I love challenging myself and pushing myself to the maximum, I've been doing it for
Yeah.
25 odd years. So it's not going to be what you want to do like right off the bat. If you've not been moving and you've not been training and you're just getting into it,
Mm.
that's not going to be your goal. That's and you might not like lifting weights, you might not like doing hit training, but let's get you doing something that you like. Like I'm not a dancer. I look at people that dance and think, wow, that's amazing, but I just can't
Two
dance.
stick.
I can aerobic dance and that's about it.
Yeah.
But if dancing's your thing, go do it. If running's your thing, go do it. Let's find what is your thing. If it's sports, if it's individual, if it's adventure, if it's just getting out in nature. Like I've got my stepdad who's 82 now, and he's climbed all the Munros in Scotland. He just loves going out in nature, and he thinks it's the best thing ever. For me, I
No,
like it
man.
in the summer days.
I love him already. I love him already.
Yeah, like and nothing stops him. He's 82 and he still goes out on his bike and falls off his bike and that's where like I aspire to be. So when I'm 82, I want to be the same. I want to be out doing what I love doing. Yeah, everyone's why is different. Everyone's what is different. But there is so much stuff that we can do now in fitness and health that there
Cool.
must
Yeah.
be something
Cool.
that we can get you involved in.
100%. Guys, if you have comments, questions, put them in the comment section, whether you're watching the live or the replay. This is what this channel's been set up to do to help everyone connect faster and better. So if you have questions, thoughts, opinions, chuck them in the comment section and let's connect and talk about it. I want to ask on that side of things because it is hard. I suppose one of the hardest things for people to do is when they come out of, I don't want to say sedentary lifestyle, but like, let's say inactive or slightly inactive, or maybe let's make it better. A level of activity. Everyone's at different levels. Some zeros, some ones, twos, threes, four, five, six, blah blah. And it's obviously whatever level you go from, and then two is also about making a change. There must be something that you or a habit, a value, an ethos, a training that you give on people or pass on to people, say, hey, this is how you can make that change to that next level, like to increase that activity or to even maintain
Yeah,
when as you get older, like young, active out there, and it's like sometimes that can be taken away from you. What's the kind of tricks and tips do you
yeah.
instill or pass on?
I mean, for me, it's a daily thing. So if you want to make the change, that's the first
Habit
step.
stacking.
Like you have to want to make the
Yeah,
change. We can't force people. We can
yeah.
try and encourage them, and we can. Like I've been trying for years to try and get my mum into the gym, but I'm still trying. Um, but
Me too.
I've
Yeah.
got her out walking. She's got a dog, so she's walking with a dog, and it's progress for her. For the
Mm,
the guys that come in and see me, obviously in the gym or if we pass, then I'm like, let's get daily activities, let's get daily checklists, let's get things that you can check off because we know that it's not going to be a habit. We know that you're not going to enjoy it probably from the get go, especially when you're
mm,
coming from that place of maybe not feeling super fit or even fit at all, or even healthy. It's getting started, and once we keep doing that on a daily basis, then they start to go, actually, I do feel better. I do feel more energetic.
naturally.
I am sleeping better. Oh, I actually do feel a bit lighter on my feet. And it is a momentum. And if you don't get those daily things ticked off, and again, it doesn't have to be crazy stuff every day if you're just getting started. It could just be, sometimes it's a mindset thing. It could just take 10 minutes out of the day just to gather your thoughts and kind of get out the rat race before you go back in.
Mm,
Otherwise, it could be an activity. It could be eating a little bit healthier this day. So each day we're just building on it. So eventually it becomes a habit and it's something that we can hopefully enjoy doing. Because
mm.
normally
Yeah.
when you do get into it and you feel the benefits of it and you feel what's happening, you do get this kind of addiction to it and you want a little bit more of it. Um, but yeah, it's getting people to that point, and not
Do
letting
you
them
find,
stray off track.
yeah, do you find that with, do you find with people that have resistance, because it's such a common thing. I'd like to change, or I'd like to have muscles, lose fat, get fit, tone up, whatever. There's that sentence, and then there's they've been around for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not really putting in an effort or a change. You talk about the
Yeah,
small actions, habit stacking on top of that. What do you find with people? Like, I think it's really good to help other people understand, like, they're not probably the only ones that go through it. You said at the start of this part, you got to want to change in order to
yeah,
start that journey. What happens
yeah.
when someone is a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month down the track and they haven't really made that progression?
I mean, if they're putting the effort in, then the progression obviously should come. Obviously, then we have to reevaluate it and go, your levels are now changing. So that means what you're capable of and what you're able to do is going to also change. So then the expectation is going to rise. Um,
Mm,
but if they've kind of started straying away from the track, that's where I try and come in, especially if there's people that's working with myself individually. It's been that accountability, and we
mm-hmm.
try and even just do it through social media. So when I'm posting up about me being in the gym or me training, it's not really about me. It's a little reminder to those people that are trying to do it that, yeah, I might be here. I didn't really feel like doing it today, but I'm still here. It's later than I planned today. I would have preferred to do it earlier this morning, but I'm getting it
Mm,
done. And hopefully, these little things that we're putting through social media is also kind of sinking in a little bit to their head and going, actually, I put it off earlier, but I could probably go do it now. Um, and kind of give them that little bit of motivation at the same time. Because it's not going to be easy, and there is stuff that's going to crop up. And if it's not your daily life right now or your daily routine, then we have to look at what's the obstacles, what's getting in the way. Is it your
yeah.
mindset? Is it family? Is it your circle of friends? Is it your habits, your lifestyle habits that you have currently? Um, like most people who sit down at night time, watch TV, and it's just automatic. They'll grab some snacks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how can we
What
change that
It's
habit?
funny you said, because you talked about the kind of same thing that's instilled on other people, like your habit stacking, but it's the consistency of continuous messaging in your case. Like, it's continuously making sure that
Yeah,
little bit on social media, a little bit of that word, like, it's funny because even though I'm asking you about, I suppose, nearly like I'm nearly asking you about a golden nugget, where just like in fitness, there is no golden nugget. It's literally, it is habit stacking or consistently
yeah.
doing things daily. Um, it's interesting. What's the kind of the biggest thing then that you think somebody has to go through, those small little things? I mean, it's like anything specific you see has been most effective in your career.
You mean from what's the one thing that they can do that will get them there?
Now, the one thing that people have been like doing consistent with, what you've seen, like, so for example, for me, the one thing I know consistently has been working for somebody is when I change their environment, get them to go into a different
Yeah,
space, because then they are surrounded by other people, and like they've been kind of bombarded with these new thoughts, mindset, ideas, environments. And so, one of the biggest thing I'll get someone to do without even necessarily prescribe exercise is change your environment. Like, here's a new
yeah,
environment, try this,
yeah, definitely.
meet someone different with a different mindset, because I'm very much about, if you're in that space, that's what your world becomes, and then
Yeah,
that's where you'll
definitely.
adapt to normally. So that, I mean, that's for me. I'm always going to
Yeah.
focus on, that's when I've changed someone's environment. That's when the most consistency that I've seen from my person to then better
I mean,
themselves and create
I talk
change.
to the guys in the gym, and it's about your circle. So who's in your
Yeah.
circle? If your circle is let's go to the pub, let's go get a takeaway, you tend to fall into that circle. So let's look at who's in your circle. Doesn't mean we need to pick them completely out of the circle, but we need to see who's in that circle a wee bit more. And it kind of comes back to the gym and the people that we're putting in there. So they're all in that same headspace. So we're all pushing. And just daily, like we have a group chat. So daily, I'll be putting in there different bits and pieces. Or like yesterday, they were all saying the workout was really hard. And it was, my reply was basically more, this is a lesson of trying to push and go that little bit further because they can, and I know they can. Especially the group that we had in yesterday. And I said, this will then translate over into life as well, because when we challenge ourselves through fitness, we
Yeah,
kind of build up this resilience and this determination, and it does transfer into life. And I've seen people who've completely transformed their um, like home life and the way they deal with home life and some stresses that come up just by able to push themselves a little bit more in the gym and that
yeah,
determination. So a lot of it's mindset and installing those little beliefs, because everyone's always going to tell themselves they can't do this, or I'm not fit enough to do this, or and that's normal feelings. And I think when they look at obviously people that have been in the industry for a while and doing things that they just can't even dream of doing, then they start
hmm
to think, well, what's the point? Like, I'm not fit enough, or and I'm like,
yeah.
no, well, we were there at the very start. um,
It's a great
and
point you bring up.
everyone's there when they begin.
It's a great point you bring up because it's literally that, you know, to create change, it's got to be some. I think I feel there's got to be some point of, I'll say believability, but that's not even a word. Realistic. It's like be able to achieve it, right? Because there is, and that's what cracks me up about a lot of people that, everyone thinks that, oh, everyone wants the six pack or the slim gyms or whatever. When reality is, some people just want to be able to move or just be a little bit less, and they want
Yep.
people to relate to when it comes. That's what encourages them to change. Like, you don't change unless you yourself believe you can achieve it, right? So it's about,
Yeah.
do you see the small steps? Do you see the big step? And if you don't see the big step, it's very unlikely you're going to think, oh, okay, I believe this is going to work. So, to push through the hard times, especially because change has barriers. Change will have a stress impact on us mentally, physically, and so it's about changing. Okay, where's the line drawn from you when it comes to, I suppose, the tough guy, the
The tough guy.
nurturer to the authoritarian, the military. No, you got the yeah, be right. Come on, let's
We
go and
can
hurry up, get your bum out of there, let's go, kind of thing. Is there a line to be
we
drawn,
could
or is it
probably
just
ask a few clients about that one.
now? I've seen you do a few. Put your
um,
foot down, boom.
it is a hard balance, because yeah, we when people are first coming in, obviously we can't be that tough person and that hard on them, because they are just getting started, and we have
Mm,
to understand that the options have to be there, the levels have to be there. Um, but when we know that somebody can push harder and we know that they've got more in them, it's trying to make them aware of, well, let's look at your heart rate. What's your heart rate saying? Because your mind is saying one thing, but what's your heart rate saying? Um, and then that kind of lets them realize, actually, my heart rate's not that high, especially
mm,
maybe from when they began. So sometimes it's about showing them the realistic side themselves as well, because we can say a lot of stuff, but until they actually see it and believe it from themselves, then it's the same with like progress pictures. Oh, I'm not getting anywhere, and then we actually look at
yeah,
progress pictures and we say, actually, look at the difference from this to this. And they put progress pictures up and they probably don't look at them because they just don't want to see them. But when we actually showcase
yeah.
them side by side, they go, wow, actually, I've came, or we relate back to when you first came, you couldn't do a push up on your toes. Now you can do 10, or now you can do this. And so it's trying to remember those little things in their journey as well, so they can, because it's so easy to forget how far they've came. Um,
Well,
so
super,
it's
super,
making sure that we
super
can
good
relate
point.
back.
And it's like goes back to the whole
Yeah,
point of
definitely.
like tracking. That's why every
Yeah,
every good train always comes back to track, 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 because you know everyone does spend a lot of time. And I love this analogy. This was a Steve Harvey analogy, or what do you want to call it, and metaphor. And his was like, we spend so much time sometimes looking forward, we forget to look back. And then he put it to like driving in a
definitely.
car. You look out the windscreen, you're driving forward. That's the vision. Go forward. Yeah, but it's always good to have a look in the rear vision mirror. That little bit about there's the past. How
Yeah.
far you've come. And I was like, that one always sticks with me. It's a and
Yeah.
tracking. It doesn't for me. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. I feel like tracking will help everyone understand where they're at, what they're doing, how far they are
Definitely.
going or have come from. What's some of the tips that you've used for tracking in the past? Then,
So obviously, any coaching clients we have tracking apps that they'll use and they'll record weekly for me. Um,
mm,
even the guys that are in the gym, I'm still telling them to take their pictures and keep tracking. Obviously, food's a massive one from the get go, because most people are not aware of what they're eating or
Yeah,
how that
massively.
even looks. They just think that they're eating healthy, but when we actually look at it on paper and break it down, we can see big flaws in there. So food tracking is huge. And then just getting them to actually progress pictures is obviously a good one because we know how much like scale weight can play with people's heads. Scales can go up,
Hmm.
but you're looking so much better. And so we do track scales, but I don't always feel it's the best one, especially with people getting started, because
Yeah.
it can be so disheartening that they're not seeing a big massive change on the scales, but I
Or
physically can see,
obsessive,
like
right?
I can see the change. Yeah. And again, it's trying to be careful that obviously we don't throw them into that side as well. We don't want them to be obsessed with scale weight and things like this. We want them to be accountable for what they're putting in their body, what they're actually doing activity wise, but then we go back to that feeling as well. So how are you feeling? And some of my check-in sheets, they're not just about like what have we done fitness wise, like what's been a plus, what's been a big win in your family life or your personal life, or have you achieved anything that you wanted in work, or so it's trying to
Mm.
get them to have the whole picture, not just because I think fitness just translates so much into our daily life as well. Um,
Mm.
and if we're fit and we're mentally healthier and the outlook is good, then the bigger picture gets good as well.
Yeah,
Um,
massively. What does it do you take from your personal side of it then? To do you take everything from your personal side as far as like what you do and just embody or impart that onto your clients, or you take a very different approach, like more like I don't want to say customized. It's not a
like what I do
like for me.
personally compared to my clients.
Yeah, I mean, like I've got a to be honest, I used to be kind of like, I'm going to help them do their thing. And you know what? I got to a point where I was like, you know what? This is me. I do me, and this is how I do it. If you like that, great. If you don't,
Yeah.
oh well, there's probably someone else that's better for you. To be honest, because it was, I was like, I enjoy this. I enjoy me, and like it's like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Or are you a bit more open minded? I suppose.
Again, it's that preference in training, isn't it? So,
Mm,
like for instance, my partner's not kind of in the bodybuilding side, and it would be more martial arts than the sports side, and um, so that's completely fine. That's his thing. Whereas when people come in, as I said, it is getting them to find what works for them, and it's all about their journey. Like right now, some of my clients are seeing me go through, obviously getting ready for bodybuilding shows,
mm,
um, and they're like, "But you're doing that. Should we be doing that?" And I'm like, "Not necessarily, because one, I'm at that final stages, and we know obviously when we get to the final stages of stepping on stage, we are a bit more obsessive, we're a bit more over the top, but it has to be that way because we need to get that condition to
it's
be on stage.
competition.
But it's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
be, yeah, it's not going to be something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm not going to train as intense or be eating the macros that I'm eating at the minute for the rest of my life. This is temporary.
That's a really good point you
Um,
bring up on that because, like, how important is it to share the real world, especially with the day and age of social media, where everything's about highlights, the best of, the leanest, the strongest, the muscliest, whatever when actually reality is for people is that's not like the. I listened to one before. It was like the Chris Hemsworth kind of look and feel, or when
yeah,
Hugh Jackman stuff was Wolverine. It's like, yeah, but he only looked like that after, well, he did this massive cut and then he did freaking weights and everything. Like he was preparing to go onto a stage in the first
yeah,
place before he did. I mean, I remember hearing that story and he went through, I think it was 7 weeks or 8 weeks, but it's
yeah, it
just
was
not,
insane.
it's more like a photo shoot than anything else. So it's like, yeah, how important for you? It's like, or was it that you make sure that you do to keep that maybe groundedness or reality in
Yeah.
check?
Again, it comes back to goals, and not everyone wants to step on stage. There's a lot of people out there that obviously don't want to have as much muscle as I have, and again, that's completely fine because it's all about how do you want to look, how do you want to
Mm-hmm.
feel, and what do you want to do. And that's one of the first things that I'll always ask clients, like, what is your goal? Like, what is your vision? Even if you've got a picture of somebody that you admire, like, send it to me because that gives me a better insight to what's in your head.
Mm.
Um, just because we're training together doesn't mean I'm going to try and morph you into a mini me. You know, it's it's not the mission.
Yeah.
Um, but um, again, obviously, the length of time that I've been training is. I'll get some clients that'll be like, "Oh, I wish I could have this or that," and
Mm.
again, it's coming back to, well, it's consistently working on it, it's consistently progress, and I mean, I didn't get to the size I am now without doing the 25 years of work. You know, I remember being in school trying to lift the full stack of the leg press, and that kind of
Hmm.
side was just always in me. It was just
Yeah.
that determination to lift
Let's
as much
go.
as I could, and yeah,
Well,
beat all the boys basically.
fair enough. Let's step away from that when it comes to the people and the clients, and let's look at then, because you had this experience, you've got this experience with the trainers. So
Yeah.
now being what you've been through and you go through, what advice do you give to someone who's considering coming into the space as a trainer, as a coach, as a teacher, or yeah, start starting there.
Yeah, so I actually do run a company called Advanced Fitness Academy, which is level two and level three personal training. So I kept that on board. So the time that I did it in Dubai, I've basically set it up here in the UK, and
Mm,
purely just to try and get as much knowledge and help new trainers into the field as possible, because we are seeing a lot of people come through, and yeah, I see a lot of people in different gyms, and the level and the standard. We need to just keep pushing, and it's one thing that I take from like my time in Dubai. Like Dubai was very um, progressive. So you were always exposed to a new course, or there was always something new to learn. There was always something to develop, and
mm,
I loved that progress. And I think it's really, really important as a coach, even if it's something that you're not interested in. Like I did a white collar boxing. I'm not interested in doing it again, but because I've done it and I've got the experience on it, I can now understand what people that are doing that go through.
mm-hmm.
Um, so I think living the life, and being able to step into the uncomfortable or stuff that you maybe don't want to do allows you to understand your clients a bit more. But then it really comes down to just learning. Times are changing and things are changing constantly, and
Mm.
we need to make sure that we're staying on top of it.
What would you advise someone did first to make sure, or to give them a better understanding of, is this right for them?
I mean, one, they have to be physically active in training themselves. It has to be not just a career, like I'm going to become a personal trainer. I don't think a personal trainer or a coach role is really a job that you just do.
Mm.
I think it's something that you do need to feel passionate about, and passionate about helping other people progress and develop, um, and being able to widen your tools in that area. Um, because yeah, it's not just a job for being a job's sake. It's you're
Okay.
placing a lot of trust. Like people are placing a lot of
Yeah.
trust in you and their bodies in your hands, basically.
Let me ask you this on this other side, and this one might feel a bit like, oh, don't ask that one. Um, the whole case of, and this is very very common from the UK actually, that
Yeah,
it's more common with British women. For some reason, they go through this whole, they lost 10 kilos, 20 kilos, and then all of a sudden the world's best trainer or something like that, or they're just
yeah,
literally still,
yeah,
it's quite a common trend. I mean, with social media, you can understand it, and you talk about being
yeah,
passionate. Well, yeah, that's great, um, and also their own. Don't be wrong, but like,
yeah.
what do you feel? There's a
Right now, there's a big emphasis, especially obviously because I do the competitions and stuff like this. There's a
mm,
huge area right now where I won my competition, so now I'm this coach, and it's like, well, actually, do you have the qualifications to become this coach?
mm,
Because a lot of people are claiming that there are, but they've not actually done any qualifications or education on it. Um, and just because you manage physically to do it, it doesn't necessarily put you as the best coach, because that's not, like, our physique or our achievements is not what makes us good coaches. It's how do we communicate with our clients? What knowledge do we have to implement with our clients? Do we keep our clients safe? Do we know how to progress our clients? Um, it's not. It's nothing about us. It doesn't really matter what we've achieved,
mm,
if we can't like help other people achieve it. But it is huge at the minute that people are stepping on, and social media is obviously massive compared to years ago. And
Yeah, yeah,
if you're
massive.
good at social media, you can you
Take
could
advantage,
be
don't you?
dominating the market, and you're not actually the best coach out there, or you don't have the tools right now to become the best coach or be the best coach for
Mm.
people.
Yeah, I mean, literally, as
But
general when it comes to
social media has
social
changed the
media.
game.
Yeah, I mean, how many intelligent? And I do. I mean, not to say others are dumb, but how many intelligent people they've got so much knowledge and wisdom are actually pushed to the side because they cannot, I suppose, portray their message in that fun, entertaining, or sexy way that social media
Yeah,
kind of, because it's like do better, do better. And there's a massive thing too. Like it's what blows my mind about it is more the side of that. 10 years ago, not many people, well, partly anyone knew what a protein was or a carbohydrate was. Now everybody know they talk
yeah,
about everything from chemical makeup to freaking joint analysis and stuff like that. So it
it's
is it
massively
is a
different
tough
now.
like it's massively different. Like, and it's well, there's a staggering stat about only less than 5% of people that go through courses make it, and the majority of those are people that actually got the popularity or the absolute wisdom or the experience behind them, because it is such a
Well,
tough market. Whereas it's kind of portrayed as,
yeah,
oh, get your PT thing and away you go. And that's why it's like I'm asking you about the side for trainers, like the reality of it for them,
yeah,
where it stands and where it be. Is it like when you say,
I mean,
you know, go, yeah,
yeah, I mean, it is hard, and not like I always kind of envisioned it as I want to set it up as a big business, and not just be a personal trainer. So that's why obviously I went down the gym side and setting up these sites. But not everyone wants to have their own gym, and that's when again you're in a slightly different bracket, because if you're just in a gym with lots of other trainers, then what makes you different to those other trainers? And right now, obviously, social media will tell you to find your niche, and what is your
yeah.
client niche, and that's where it's going to push you. And it's hard because I like training with lots of different people, so having one niche is quite hard because I like to train my older ladies that are just trying to move better and live better in their older years, and then I like to train people that are completely new to it and see that passion develop, and then I like to take people through photo shoots and into competitions, and they all have their different meanings, and um, they're all yeah very nice to watch and experience.
What? Because when it comes to the niche, or it comes to jack of all trades, you know,
Yeah,
where's a starting point for most people that you'd say, you go start here,
yeah.
because
Um,
most people are failing when it comes to training or teaching and being successful, but there's such a low rate of success when it comes to
yeah, for
people
for
making it in the
them, if
market.
they've obviously came out of a particular sport or area themselves. I think it's a wee bit different. Obviously yourself as well. Your sports, you did group fitness. Obviously, there was gym. There was multi-dimension there. And a lot of trainers that are obviously coming through, they don't want that multi-dimension. They are a gym trainer, or they want to get people ready for a stage, or they might be, if they're slightly older themselves, you find a lot of these will move into, I'm going to help the older population stay active and move, and um, so that's where the niche might come in. But I think back when we started training, it was let's do a bit of this, let's do a bit of that, and we did have this kind of multi-dimension, which is a wee bit
Mm,
different. But if you're not into training group classes, you're not going to train. There's no point moving into group classes if that's not something that's going to um,
yeah,
inspire you,
tickle
or
your
it's not
fancy.
something that you're
Yeah,
passionate about.
it's
Yeah,
funny because like, what are your thoughts on this? When I looked at it from a point of view that I've been a jack of all trades, which in some ways has been great in some options of it does open up opportunities. And if you are like you doing training and stuff like that, like training's good, prescription is good, but it literally is about who you know, and so networks matter.
yeah,
Like social
yeah,
networks, personal
definitely.
networks, in-person networks, they matter. Whether you're in sports clubs or group fitness, if you get into fitness, it introduces you to so many more people, which is great.
Yeah,
Now the other side of that is that I feel that with people they've got to be very good at what they do, or especially they want to survive, not just think now, but later on as well. You got to be better. I mean, literally, because I was like saying before, 10 years ago, people were very foreign to a push up or a squat. Now everyone's going to tell you
Yep.
about Q angles and friggin' quadriceps or the other, so it's very, very different, and you need to be better and to stand out and to make a successful business is you have to be better than somebody else, because at the end of the day,
Yep.
people see you doing you and they're attracted to that. So be very good at
Yep.
whatever that is. That
Yeah.
disagree. Cool.
Yeah. Definitely. You are the brand basically, so
You
you
are
have
the
to look
brand,
after your
100%.
brand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. I think part of
Definitely.
that. How where are you? I mean, again, social media, but where are you on the point of when it comes to brand of being open and real? Because I've got one side of me is like, I think people need to be real and personal for the long term, but for the short
Yeah.
term, the highlighted sells quicker.
Yeah. Like obviously, research has shown that people buy into people and they want to see you. They want to see the real you. And if you want engagement on social media, then being real is what's gonna keep social media going. You know, you can only keep up a show if it's not really you for so long.
Mm.
Um, so you have to, and people want to see like they want to see the struggles, they want to see the highlights, and some people only also show the highlights on their social media. So it's
Yeah.
making people aware that actually I'm having a bad day, and we don't need to be using it as a ranting page because nobody wants you to be just ranting away, but um,
Yeah.
making them aware that you are going through life and you're experiencing stuff just as they are, and it makes you more relatable to those people, you know, because
Well, that's what
otherwise they
people
just see
buy.
you as yeah, yeah, definitely by people.
People by people, and it comes down to, and I'll get more specific on it. For me, it's people by people's trust. Like, I trust
Yeah,
that what you said and what you do, and the more proof you have behind it, the more trust there is behind it. So the more reason there is for someone to go, yeah, okay, that's why they put their
yeah,
money down, because they've proven time and time again that they've done it. So when you get very good at it and you consistently show it, then yeah, it has that. I do want to ask, I kind of want to go in a little bit of a different. You touched on it, and with the competitive side of things. Like,
yeah,
competition is great for like focus, to give yourself direction to go. And I've always used it for clients saying, like, hey, like, I'm not too sure my purpose. Whether it be a wedding or whether it be a sporting event or whether it be just kids or family. Like, putting reasons behind something is what people need.
yeah.
But now there's a bigger trend, I suppose. People want to remain active later into life. How are
Yeah.
you seeing a big trend that direction? And if so, what is the kind of trend of what's asked for from clients?
You mean the older clients that are they're looking
Maybe
just
younger
for
ones? Older,
yeah,
younger.
just
I mean,
for
I've literally got 20, 25-year-olds ask me, like, when I want to be like, I hate to say this, but I want to be like you when I'm older. And I'm like, thanks,
yeah,
mate.
yeah. We're at that age now, Grant.
That's just
Yeah. What do you
And I
mean
was going
when
to pick
you're
myself
older?
up. You go,
I'm
I'm going
not
to just have
old.
have a little cry to myself.
um, again, that's just looking after the things when we're younger. So if we're doing the right things when we're younger, then it should consistently keep moving. So if you're obviously getting some weight training in there and you're getting cardiovascular in there, you're looking after your diet and making it a lifestyle, then there's no reason why it shouldn't be there later on. You know, yeah, things do obviously happen that are out of our control, but as long as we do all we can that's in our capability, then we should be like we have people coming at the gym and I'll make them get down on the floor and get back up and get down on the floor and get back up and they're like, why are we up and down all the time? And I was like, you'll thank me later when you have grandkids, and it's
Yeah.
kind of use it or lose it.
Yep.
So I'm
So,
not just here to think, right, what's the physical goal, but I'm thinking, what's the mobility, what's the movement, and how are we keeping you supple and agile for your later years as well.
it's funny because it literally is that simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. Just you
What do
use it or lose it.
What do you think is the most important thing now when it comes to people in fitness, activity, wellness?
The most important thing.
In your mind, yeah.
It's a hard one because you want them to do it for them, and so many people are self-sabotaging or not putting themselves forward and first. And it's a
Mm,
hard one to bite because we always say you look after yourself first and then you can also look after other people. Um, and sometimes that does mean a sacrifice, or it does mean that you're going to say no to somebody else. And people find that quite hard. So
mm,
it's trying to get them to put this faith in themselves that you're doing this for you, and it's obviously for your future and for your health moving forward, but
mm,
also because we want you to experience all those wonderful things in life that when you do have kids or grandkids, or you can go travel the world, or you can experience new things, or whatever it might be. I want you to be physically active for it. So you have to be able to put yourself first and be a little bit selfish.
mm.
Not all the time, but you have to be a little bit selfish to um, and I've been there myself. I've said yes to a million different things, and I should have said no to put myself first. But it's the biggest lesson probably is say no to some stuff that's just not good for you.
I love
Um,
that. I
yeah, and
think it's
it's
the
it's a hard one. It's probably the biggest battle of all times.
mm, yeah. No, good point. I mean, 'cause literally, it is that point of no's have bigger impact on your life than yeses. I mean, because a lot of people are drawn to go and follow the herd or
Yeah,
just join the trend. Not that it's like it will lead to new experiences, but I definitely find that with people that's literally like, yeah, actually think about it like this: if you want to make an impact, or if you want to make an impact, whether it be on yourself or others, there's times you got to make a choice. Like,
yeah,
who's the impact? Who's this impact for? Is it serving me or is it serving somebody else? And I'm definitely someone that's like, there's no wrong in having that bit of selfishness to be able to, because once you have a better space or you're at a better place, space, person, however you want to put it,
yeah,
you can then usually serve others better as well. So
yeah, definitely.
that's a bit of a thing. Yeah, interesting. When I ask alongside of the world's opening up, people can connect
Yeah.
more. Obviously, we just online as it is. Variety of spice of life or a creature of habit? Which way do you lean?
I like variety.
Variety.
But there's some stuff that has to be creature of habit, and that's obviously the fundamentals that keep us on our daily basis and stuff like this. So we get movement and there's those. But yeah, um, variety is the spice of life. And there's
Very
so much
nice.
out there, though. There's so much to do. There's so much to see. There's so much to experience. And I think with every experience and with everything that you do, you just grow as a person, and
Mm,
it allows you to pass it on. So, um, yeah, creature of habit is good, but I think it confines us.
good point. I'm usually obviously. I mean, I'm FFP, so I'm very much about open to any and everything, pushing it out
Yes,
there.
yes.
um, phew. Okay, so I want to ask you one more question on that side of things, because now we're
Yeah.
talking about these different friends and people in our lives. Pick four people. Four people. One's your strength person. One's that strength. One's that cardio. One's that flexibility. And one's that no thanks. We've all got these people in our lives, right?
Mhm.
I think you've gone through some of them, to be fair.
So the rock's always going to be my mother. Um,
Mm,
she's just. I'm getting some looks from my partner at the minute. But yeah, she's just kind-hearted. She would help anyone. Um, like her spirit, she could talk to anyone. She loves adventure. She loves just yeah, she's just a great person all round. And she'll always do anything to bring somebody up, or um, yeah, she's just that special person.
me. Um,
Um, who else did we have?
so who's your strength person? Who's your cardiovascular person? Like, who's that person? Who's the person you know that always does cardio? The endurance runner. The one who's just going to say, who's the endurance? Do you have an endurance bunny friend?
Yes. So I have one client who runs every morning, so 7 miles every morning, and he's the one
Wow.
that when it comes to class, he's happy to do more cardio. He will happily
Just love to
add
run.
more in for the other members. Yeah. So if you're his partner, you're not too happy.
Who's the one that always lifting
Um,
then? Is it?
well, that would be me. But
There you go then.
uh,
You can be yourself. It's fine because like the lifter, like
yeah,
there's always the lifter. There's the endurance bunny. There's the flexible. I don't know what you call them. Snake, I
yeah.
suppose. Who's your flex? You got
I'm
who's
the
someone in your
lifter, but
family?
there is another member who's probably one of our members called Mark. He's another lifter in the gym.
He wants
Um,
to lift.
our flexibility person. That would be a girl called Robin. So she's a yoga and a tattoo artist.
Oh yeah.
So she was always stretching and mobilizing. So that's who that comes to mind for that one. And
You
what was
got a
that
no
last
thanks
one?
friend, like the no thanks friend, the one that just doesn't want to go to the gym,
Yeah.
doesn't want to do the exercise. you know.
Well, that would still be my mother. No thanks.
Or- Literally, yeah, you said
Yeah.
it before.
Yeah.
Although she's doing it, she's walking the dog, so she's got some.
She's walking the dog.
Yeah.
She
And it's funny
did
because
send me
we
some
were,
stats this morning. She
oh,
was
did
having a
she?
walk in, yeah, she was in London with us when we were out and about, so we were also looking at steps and bits and pieces. So she sent me her morning walk. So she covered
Mm.
3,420, I think, steps on her morning walk with the dog. So I'm like, okay, so you do that twice a day, and then we'll be getting close to our target for the day. So she is slowly getting better. So it's a good step forward.
Last thing, what's the one question you would ask someone um, in order to help them consider their health and fitness? What's the one question you'd say to someone, say, to help them consider or think about better their health and fitness, or to instill wisdom, or do you have a question you'd have to ask someone?
Probably more, where do you see yourself when you're 70?
Ooh, yeah, it's an age one. I like it.
So it kind of puts a little bit of perspective in, like 70, I think it's not too young, it's not too old, especially nowadays. Um, so like 70, I still see 70 should be a very active age. And
I
um,
see 100 has been
so
active
yeah,
age.
yeah, well, they say that now they believe the person that will become 200 or 300 is alive. Um,
Japanese have
so
100,000 people that are over the age of 100. So
yeah, scary thought. How time is
Woo!
is moving, but yeah, I would get them to look forward, um, because obviously when we get to that age, it's a lot harder to change, or
Mm.
sometimes the mission is a lot bigger. Whereas if obviously they're at a younger age now, it's good to look forward and go, right, what can I do now to help the 70-year-old me, or the 100-year-old me maybe by that
Oh,
point.
what can I do to help the 100-year-old me? I like that one. That's another good one. That's a good question. That's a good one too. I like that. Awesome. We're going to end
I
it
mean, I
on
always look
that.
back to my
Oh,
stepdad, so
oh yeah. Yeah. Is that
yeah,
the
and
question he
him
asked
climbing
you?
hills. And
Ah, yeah.
no, he'll normally be shouting down the hill going, I
82.
thought you were fit.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm
Oh,
just not as mountain fit as you.
yeah, you tell him.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Where can people find you? We'll finish on that, but where can people find you? I mean, you got a few different things
So I
going on.
am on social media. Yeah, you can get YouTube and all sorts of stuff, but basically post most of it on social media. So Karen underscore gunning
Cool. And
is the
then you
best
got
place.
hustle, and there's a gym, and then you got photos,
We've
and then
got
you got
Hustle, we've got the education, we've got YouTube, we've got, yeah, bits and bobs.
all in the links there. Awesome, Karen. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining, and
No, thanks for having
we'll,
me.
we'll keep bringing you on, and we'll. It'd be awesome actually. Maybe we one of your you as one of your gym members on there, and kind of discuss the story that basically what you took them through, what they the two sides of the story, the trainer's
Yeah,
story,
definitely.
and then the client story. It'd be quite a very cool piece as well. But awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. It's
I'll
absolutely amazing.
pre-warn them.
Yeah, you have like a little knife or a pistol. Answer it. Tell them how amazing I am. Be good. Oh, no, that's
Definitely.
hilarious. No, awesome, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you. Bye.
Get
Bye.
ready for the world's greatest adventure.
the FFP World Tour 2026. A year-long journey to 36 destinations packed with fitness, sports, wellness, and unforgettable adventures. Each destination will be under the spotlight. 10 days of activations, events, challenges, and your chance to connect with like-minded people. The tour is led by the Chief Adventure Officer, who will travel the world for 12 months, discovering, exploring, and sharing the best experiences along the way. The CAO will be joined by 100 ambassadors throughout the world to connect with the people and inspire their city. Want to get involved? Simply register as a user or a member on our website or tag FFP Travels when posting content of the places you visit and the people you meet. It's that easy. This is more than just a tour. This is the world's greatest adventure.